Here we go. That's a wrasse. No, it's a ballon. Nice, nice, first drop. Yeah, boy. There we go. Size of that mouth. Happy days. Nice set of fins on him. Awesome. Let's get that rod back out there. Well, welcome back everyone. You joined me back for another video down here at Barry Dock. So today's mission is to try and catch a few different species. So we're starting off mulleting because basically I couldn't help myself, and there's quite a few coming out. And I've also got some rods out for the bass with some worm on it. I've also got my lure rod with me. I got a whole load of different stuff in my bag to try and catch a few different stuff. So like I said, I'm gonna start off mulleting, and also for the bass, and then we're gonna eventually work our way over to the other end of the dock. We're on the far left now, on the last pontoon, and we're gonna work our way all the way up to the far right hand side on the last pontoon you can fish, and have a go for the wrasse species there, because I've had ballons, corcoranes and gold cinnies in the past. So yeah, hopefully we're gonna get a few fish on film today. I'm feeling quite confident with the mulleting, although I'm not on the pontoon I wanted to be on, because the wind was in my face, and with float rods putting them out there and you got the wind in your face, I ended up pushing them back to you. So I'm going to start off here for a bit and see how it goes. What I thought I'd do is give you a quick rundown over the float setup I use for the bass. This one's been getting a few bites, so I need to change a worm. So I just use just any old standard spinning rod, it doesn't have to be anything specific. This one is a Lytronics, HTO rockfish. It's a 5 to 20 gram rod with a small 2,500 fixed ball. I got that loaded up with 12-pound line, which is heavy, but there's quite a few snags in the dock, so I always like to fish a bit heavier. Although generally speaking, bass are clean fighters in the sense that most of the time you hook them up and they come to surface, so they're fighting. So I got float stop up my line at the set depth I wanted to it, what I want it at. And then I got a swivel with a clip to attach my float. This is a Fox float that I've adapted. I basically just drilled a hole and glue the sleeve in there to fit a starlight when I'm night fishing in here. And then the reason I put that on a clip is just to make it easier for walking around, putting it in the car, that kind of stuff. And also if I wanted to fish on the bottom, all I gotta do is unclip my float and then I can just fish straight on the bottom. And then I got the lead, the weights that are required to get the float set. And then I got about 2 to 3 foot of 20-pound fluoro down to a size 2 hook, which I'll head hook a ragworm on it and flick it out. So I got this one set about 6 foot in the shallows here, and then I also got another one that you might just be able to see just on the other end of the pontoon there, that's set just off the bottom, again with ragworm. And yes, that is the setup I'm using for the bass. And also, like I said, I got a lure rod with me, so we'll have a good go this morning. So I'm going to get this baited up now with some worm, and I got to move my mullet float because it's going to go under the rope there, and I don't want it under the rope. So yeah, let's get that rebaited as well. Alright, so with the baiting up for the bass, you don't want to thread the worm on, you literally just want to head hook it. So I just hold the worm up and I just literally hook it through the head. That's it, nice and simple. If you thread it on, you'll end up breaking the worm, and also it doesn't allow the worm to have its full movement. If you are going to cast your worm like I am now, give it a dip in the water and it livens it up, it stiffens the worm up a bit, and it lowers your chance of a worm's tail breaking off. I'm not going to put it far, just sort of out the way a little bit. Just let that sink. Right, that's it. Loosen your drag off as well a fair bit, because the bass will go nuts when it finds that hook in its lip. So right, that's it. Let's do some mulleting. Well, I'm back on the mullet, and I just had a bite on my first drop back down, which is nice. Had a little lifter. I want to say a quick thanks to everyone that has actually gone up or phoned Halton Road Angling, because I was speaking to Dan down here yesterday, because he came down and he had 7 or 8 mullet yesterday. I popped down after work for a bit and I had one and lost one. But yeah, I want to say thanks to people that have actually headed up there and spoken to him, because he said from that video that I'd done, the first one, I think he sold 3 beginner setups from that video, from people going up from watching it, which is great actually, because obviously it gets more people fishing, supports the local shops. So that's amazing to know. So massive thanks to everyone that has. But I'm getting a few little bites. Oh, that float rod done something then. There's a lot of little small fish pecking at the worm on my other float rod over there. Oh, there's fish down there. There's fish down there. There's one. What have we got? Oh, these are the size of the mullet that are normally a nightmare to hook. I don't know how I hooked that thing. Oh, I foul hooked them, that's why. There we go. There's a very, very small dock mullet. Look at him. Very small. I don't think I've come like, well, I can't remember the last time I caught a fish that small, or a mullet that small. I proper shot my float under. Let's stick it back. It's a nice bait actually for the bass, that. But we'll leave him go for today. But that was it's a fish. We're off the mark anyway, so we definitely need to improve on the size on that one. Well, as you can see, we are on a different pontoon now. I thought we'll have a quick move because there just seem to be so many small fish where we started off. So yeah, we'll have a move up 2 pontoons up the dock. And this pontoon yesterday is where Daniel Crump fished, and he had 8 mullet. So yeah, I thought I'd have a go on this one. There's obviously a lot of breadwinning yesterday. Well, he messaged me and I come down. I finished work a bit early, so I come down for an hour or so, and I had 1 mullet and lost 1. So I figured let's have a little move, see if we can find some better sized fish, because, well, like the one you see me catch, that little tiny thing, there's just a lot of those over there. They were all over the surface, and then they eventually just started working down. Oh, I've got a bite now, first drop in. But yeah, they eventually started working down, and then I started getting some really aggressive little sharp bites, which is a lot of the time those smaller fish. So I thought let's have a quick move, see if we can find some better fish. So cross your fingers, everyone. Right, well, it was a bit quiet, and someone come down for a say hello, and I just hooked a little wee mullet.
It's me again.
Ben's come down for a walk,
And Luna.
and I just hooked a mullet.
Mario?
You got one, Ben? Not a big one. First bite since I've been here.
It's a nice one.
Oh, it's a beauty, mate.
A bunch of silvers, mate.
Bring yourself a luxury. It's only a little wee dock mullet, but it's nice.
Look, I brought Luna as well, look, yeah. Bring a little one.
Alright, the hooks come out as well. Nice.
You want to see a fish, Lunas?
Little small bag dock mullet.
Ooh, what's that, Lunas?
What is he?
Do you want some fish? So look at your tactics.
So there we go. There's he's a bit big on the last one I had, didn't he? But still about 5 pounds smaller than the ones we won. But it's a mullet. Let's send them back.
Yeah.
I don't want to show Ben my secrets.
I'm going your back rod.
You go with the spin rod, do you?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go for a spin. with a white shad from Bass Pro.
That was actually from Bass Pro in America.
Bass Pro. This is like Mario's little.
I got my mic on, mate. You probably not to hear you. I'll come closer.
So this is Bass Pro's finest jelly. Scatty jelly. Wiggly waggly. Mario's favourite blue, innit?
Yeah, it's a good lure for in here.
How many you got left?
I got like 4. I haven't lost one yet.
You haven't lost one?
No. Until you.
Let's give it a go.
Right, so I've made the decision to have a move. So I'm going to give this a couple more casts. And then pack up some gear. And we're going to drive to the other end of the dock. And see if we can find ourselves some wrasse. Because the mullet are here. But they're very, very, very finicky. And I think they're just small fish. So before I leave, I'm going to chuck some bread in. So when we finish on the wrasse, I can always have a quick drop back in to see if... Yeah, see, they're definitely there. It's hard to leave though. But yeah, we can always have a drop back in before we leave. Because sometimes just letting that spot chill for a couple hours can do it a favour. And potentially the smaller mullet might move off and the big ones come in. So I'm going to give this a little short bit now and head over to the other end of the dock. And I'm going to fish the same method with a float, just so I don't have to cut it all off if I do end up coming back. So I'm going to still fish the float. All I'm going to do is put a smaller hook on. I'm going to put a size 12 on or a 10 because I'm on an 8 now, which is quite big for the size of the wrasse that we're going to be catching. So yeah, let's see if we can catch one mullet before we leave. Just one more, and a slightly better one. Right, let's have a move. Just going to pack all my other rods up now. Head back to the car. And I shall bring you back when we get on our next pontoon. I'm still going to take pretty much all the gear I got here, because you never know if you start seeing mullet. I can always chuck some bread in and have a go for them. But I'll bring you back when we get up there. Well, you join me back, and as you can tell, this isn't actually the same day as the first part of the video. And I've got Ben with me. So basically, I was going to move on to the other pontoon to have a go for the wrasse, and the wind picked up massively, and I left. So I'm back down today with Ben. We're having to go for the mullet first. And we've got a rod out each with runner ledgers on the bottom with a worm, and we're gonna have a go for the mullet. Well, before I had the cameras out, Ben hooked a mullet straight away. Well, I missed one, then Ben hooked one, and they cut him off on some snag just over around the corner here, unfortunately. So yeah, we're gonna have a go for the mullet for a bit now, give us an hour, see how it goes, and then all being the wind's okay, we'll have a go for the wrasse a bit further up the dock, but we'll just take it bit by bit because it's a bit windy today, isn't it? So yeah, well, Ben's got to shoot off in a bit actually, because he's got a sink at his house being swapped over. What was wrong with the first one?
Massive crack in it.
There was a crack in it, oh dear. But there we are, so Ben's gonna have to shoot off in about, I don't know, about half hour, 40 minutes. So, you know, we'll see what happens now. So yeah, stay tuned for part 2. Well, it is absolutely typical. As Ben leaves, I didn't have the camera running, and the rod I have with worm on the bottom absolutely screamed off and resulted into a nice bass. I almost lost that fish. I'm gonna have to retie all my leader because it's all frayed. But I was literally watching the mullet down the edge because they come back, and I had this stunning bass look. It's on the runner ledger on the bottom, size 2 hook. He ain't coming off. So I'm going to get the hooks out. I'll tell you, I'll give you a quick look, then I'll get the hooks out after. There we go. How was that for a fish look? Probably about £4 maybe. It's quite a nice chunky fish. So yeah, stunning fish. There we go. There's the first decent dock bass that I can show you guys. The sun's probably in the wrong, well, the camera's in the wrong spot for the sun, but there we go. Size of that mouth. Happy days. Nice set of fins on him. Awesome. Let's get that rod back out there. Happy days. Well, as you can see, Ben is now back.
I was back, guys.
How was the new sink delivery?
Good, man.
Yeah?
Fresh.
Nice fresh sink.
Fresh to death. All right, mate?
How a woman think we're waving at her.
Don't worry about it.
But basically, we're on our last cast now because we're not really getting much action off the mullet, and we are going to make a move to the other end of the dock and have a go for the wrasse that I keep sort of saying we're going to have a go for. It is quite windy over there. It's going to be in our face, but we'll do our best, won't we, Ben? As always.
Yeah, as always.
And hopefully
Catch a colourful fish.
Yeah.
For you guys.
Hopefully bring you the goods. So yeah, we'll give this cast now,
Fingers crossed.
and you'll probably see us on the other end of the dock.
Cross your toes and cross your fingers.
Whatever you want. Well, we are now on the pontoon that I tend to get the wrasse on. So it's the last pontoon on the far right of the dock as you're looking out. So basically, well, they got Brewers Fair here and the Premier Inn. So
if you want to fish and sleep, you got to fucking
yeah,
you know.
if you have a night's sleep after a bit of fishing, it's a place to be. And I just got all munch, yeah. It's all kitted out.
Hang on, Morrison, you don't know. Right there, man.
I'm always good. I have got my bucket, so if I catch them, if I catch them little wrasse, we can get them back for the tank. So I'll bring you back to the tank to put them in, but gotta catch them first. So I'm just gonna drop them in over the edge. Here we go. That's a wrasse. No, it's a ballon. Nice, first drop. Yeah, boy. We got one on camera. Banging. There we go. First ballon so far. Little small one. Like I said before, there is a lot in here, and that's a sort of the bigger size of the average stamp. There are some really big ones in here. I know I've had them to about £3, I suppose, about that sort of size, and Daniel Crumps had them to, I think it was like £7 when he had a couple of years ago, yeah. But that's a lovely little wrasse. So I'm gonna get him in the bucket for the tank. Should be awesome to see, and let's try and catch them more. Because I've had ballons, corcoins, and gold cinnies, so there are a few different gold cinnies, yeah. So sweet. Yeah, quite a big worm we got. I think they're dug, but just cut them in little pieces. Don't anything too big. I don't let it hang past the bottom of the hook too much because they're quite pecky the way the little wrasse feeds. You want a hook showing, hook at the bottom, and yeah. And with the bass, just head hook them, so you want all the worm moving. And obviously bass, they just hoover it up, but these little tiny wrasse, they're just going to be pecking at it, so you want all the hook showing. Right, let's have another go.
Here we go.
Oh, Ben's going. Nice. Oh yeah, that camera's on show. Yeah, boy. Here's Ben's wrasse. Last time I actually got the mics on.
Oh yeah.
Nice little ballon. Well, same as mine, isn't it?
Same colour.
A few different patterns in them though. Happy days, man. Sweet.
Yeah. £4 now is?
Yeah, about £4.5, £5.
He's fine.
But I don't think we're going to be fishing for a great deal longer. We'll give it a good go, try and get a few for the tank, and then I'll bring you back when we get back to tank then and stick them in, because they're going to look banging in the tank.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Hopefully get corcoins, because they got even better colours, don't they?
Proper little rainbow things.
Yeah, let's spin that camera around so we've got full vision. Here we go.
Going on,
Yeah. Pollock.
Oh, nice.
Little baby pollock.
Put in your tank.
Yeah. There we go. There's a little baby pollock. Only a tiddler. No monster. But it's another species so far.
To add to the
Yeah, get him in the tank hopefully. But yeah, lovely little fish. One thing I did forget to mention was when I ended the first part of the video was I had a quick go on the first pontoon that I started the video on, and I'd caught a small thin-lipped mullet, which was another species that I didn't show because I packed the cameras away and I didn't want to get them all set back up. Obviously didn't want to keep the fish off for that long, so I put it back. So I'll drop a quick photo in of it now. I just got a photo of it on the floor on the net, so I'll drop that in now like I said. So that was another species. So just in this video alone we got thin and thick-lipped mullet, Wrasse, bass, and a little pollock. Oh, saying that, when Ben was off earlier on, when he went to sort his sink out, I had a little smelt. Well, when you pulled up, wasn't it, actually? Yeah. So a little sand smelt I didn't show. So that was another species. There's millions of them in here. If you want them just to take a species off the list, if you want to do any species hunts, just fish nice little tiny little hook, like a size, I mean like a 14 or 16 really. Something really small, a little bit of worm. I mean, worm's better than bread because it's easier for them to get the bread off. A little bit of worm and you'll catch them, no problem. So getting a lot of little bites now that are probably a little smelt or a little tiny bass. Oh, talk of the devil. Sand smelt. I got one for you to see. Oh, he's come off. Little tiny sand smelt. Not the smallest species of... Whoa, I dropped him again. Struck him straight back. Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's another one of the many mini species in here. But see what else we can catch. Well, it's been quite quiet. It's been quite quiet. And Ben's got stuck and he managed to pull out with his top Ben Eastman expertise. And show us what you got, Ben. It's another species for the video at least. We're racking up now, Ben. Come on, lift it up. Let's have a little look. Oh, whoa, don't touch it on me. He's got himself a little snotty green eel. Slimy, slimy.
Do you want to touch him?
Nah, mate. Give it a little tickle.
So you see if you can hold him straight.
You want to touch it, do you? Oh. Get your float out the way.
Get out of the way.
Look at him.
Right, let's get him proper hold. Oh, it's rancid.
Look at it. You can only see your hands.
I can try and hold him.
There we go. Oh, size that eel. They say there's some big eels in this dog. Is that Percy?
I think it's...
Well, for any of you that don't know, Percy is like the legend.
Oh, Charlie, innit?
No, Percy, the conger eel.
He's got a T-bar.
Scissors. Where's the hook?
It's in his mouth. God, Mario.
No, it's deeply hooked. But yeah, Percy is like the old dock legend of a massive conger eel with, or like line hanging out of his mouth and big hooks in his lips and stuff. And there is some big congers in here. Maybe we'll have a go on him one night. That'll be a good video, won't it?
Yeah.
But there's some big congers in here. I've had them to £32. Oh, you bit the line. So
bye.
Bye bye. Right, we're going to give it 5 minutes. See if we can get any more bites. How's it taste? Like a green eel.
It's like kissing a fishmonger.
Oh, unfortunately, I don't know what that's. Well, fortunately, I don't know what that tastes like. But yeah, we're gonna give it. Whoa, we're gonna give it 5 minutes here now, and if we don't have any more joy, we're gonna have a quick drop in on the other spot where we had a go for the mullet, see if they've moved in.
Yeah.
And then head off home, and I'll bring you back to put the wrasse in the tank. So yeah, let's give it another cast or two, is it? Well, we're back at the tank now. We did have a couple goes for a mullet on the way back to the car, and we just didn't have any joy. We fished the same pontoon that we started off on, where I had the bass, and we just didn't get any bites. We were there for probably about 20 minutes, something like that, maybe half an hour, and we just didn't get any bites, so I didn't bother getting the cameras out. So I thought let's just come straight back. I didn't want to keep the wrasse in the bucket for too long. So we are now back to get them in. The little pollock was looking a bit ropey, so I just put that back in the end. I didn't bother bringing him back to the tank. So you may notice that the glass is actually quite dirty on the tank. It's not because I just don't clean it. It's just purely for the fact that the other day I accidentally broke the stick I used to clean off the algae or whatever you want to call it off the glass. So I got another one on order, so it's not just left to go all minging. Right, let's get the wrasse in. I've got them in a bucket by here. I'll tell you what, let's open the lid first, that'll be helpful, won't it? I've set the camera up in a way where I'm hoping the glare off the window behind me isn't going to have too much of a glare on the screen. Well, it's about by there, I think, looking at the camera. Hopefully it don't look too bad. But let's get them in. There's one. Ballan. They are pretty cool fish to have in the tank, but the only thing with them, sometimes they just go in the rocks and just stay there and don't bother coming out anywhere else. Normally they just go in the rocks and they'll actually lay on their side sometimes and just go right in little tight spots in the rocks and just stay there. But we'll see if they get quite active. I find the cork rins are the same. I haven't had the gold sillies in here before. But I did used to have the big Ballan wrasse that you would have seen in my first video that I'd done the tank. And he was fine, purely because of the fact he just couldn't fit in the rocks. He was too big. Well, here's the other one. I did manage to catch some little sand smelts that I brought back. There's the other one. But I got a feeling the sand smelts might get eaten. They will definitely get eaten, but I'm not sure if they'll get eaten on camera or not. There's one more now. There's 4 of them there, little sand smelts. Little white baits. The Gurnard's chasing him. And the bass. Let's get that camera on him. Well, there we go, look. Oh, he's trying. But here's the wrasse. There's the 1 Ballan and 2 Ballan and a little sand smelt. He's going to try, is he? No. Well, there we go. 2 new fish. You can see the Gurnard in the background chasing that smelt. Yeah, awesome. Well, that's another video all wrapped up. And I think it worked out quite well. I wanted it to try and be more of a different, like a mixed species video, and I think we worked it out quite well. So in total there was the thick-lipped mullet we started off on, which was, so I'm filming this on a Friday, that was yesterday morning on the Thursday. I wasn't fishing for a great deal of time, but the wind picked up so I didn't really bother doing much else. So we started off, we had the thick-lipped mullet, and I had the thin-lipped off camera, but I dropped a photo in of that so you could see. And then I had that nice bass when Ben was there, well, when he left. And then we had the Ballans, we had the pollock, some sand smelts, and Ben's slimy little green eel. So there's a few different species on one film, which is quite cool. Me and Ben are on about going down for the bass for the next one, so I'll take my cameras along and hopefully get a video put together for you to see. Hopefully get some nice bass on camera again. But as of now, that's this video all wrapped up and ready to edit. And I'm going to head out at some point to do some fishing for the tank. So I'll get it all cleaned up, all the glass all looking nice. And we'll head out to try and catch possibly some more bass, maybe some little mullet or something. Or any other species you guys might want to see, just let me know in the comments. And yeah, that's about it. And if you could do me one massive favour, if you can hit that subscribe button, that'll be a huge help for me in the channel. And obviously, I'll appreciate it a lot. So yeah, as usual, thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one.